What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of First and 10 with the Foz. I'm your host, the Foz. Along with me always is my buddy, Mike Maxwell. How are we doing tonight, Maxwell?
Pretty good, my man. How about you?
Just living the dream, doing ready for football season. We got nothing to fucking watch right now, man.
Hey, man, hold up. The Cubs are only a game under 500, I think.
Stop it. Dude, like the Stars and like the Kraken were playing game 7 last night. It's like, is this what our life has come to as a Chicago sports fan right now? Like,
Watched way too many Celtics games here over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, dude. Fucking West Coast basketball and then Midwest hockey. And, dude, we got no Bulls in the playoffs. We got no Hawks in the playoffs. Dude, I definitely missing the Hawks around this time of year, my friend.
No, I'm with you, man. Big time.
What are you going to do? Fuck it, right? Very
Absolutely.
season's around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about the schedule. So to jump right into it, before we do that, I want to give a shout out to my main man, Staley, who is up for the Hall of Fame this year. If you guys haven't done so, make sure to go online to the mascothalloffame.com at the vote 2023. And let's get our man Staley in there, man. He definitely deserves it. I'm a big fan of men dressing up in costumes. So, I mean, definitely get into it. Here's my man Staley. Give him a little lick. Well, good luck. All right. So to get into the show then, I'm going to talk about my sponsors. I didn't get a chance to last time. I felt like an asshole. Minor Threat and Taco Villa, absolutely awesome people, as I told you guys. A lot of you guys have been there already showing support, which has been absolutely awesome. You guys comment on the page about how good the food is. I try to post their most up-to-date stuff of everything they're doing, and everything's always changing. So make sure to get out there and support those guys. They're doing awesome stuff, and most definitely. And then also Minor Threat, owners of Sovereign and Plainfield, and then Crusade Burger Bar in Crest Hill and Yorkville. Dude, they're putting out new cocktail menus, new burgers. Everything they're doing every week has just been completely and utterly awesome, dude. They just like released some gummy shark cocktail theme today where it was like all blue like the ocean with red on top and gummy sharks. And I was just like, wanted to go there right now and just slam that motherfucker down.
They look pretty good.
Yeah, dude. We're lucky to live close by there, but all you people who don't live close by there, I'm telling you, it's worth the trip out here. You guys will not be disappointed. So before we get too deep into the schedule, obviously we're still on the search for the defensive end. What are you thinking, Maxwell? Are we trading someone? We're going to sign one of these free agents. Chase Young's a big topic right now as far as what we're going to do.
Yeah, I saw that about Chase Young. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to give up any draft picks for him. He's been hurt all 3 seasons, especially the last 2. I know he's still on his rookie deal, so it's this year plus an option year, I think. So the potential's there, but I don't know, man.
Dude, I mean, I'm with you, man. I want someone to his caliber, but I'd rather just sign like a free agency with the money that we have and not give up any future picks, because who knows, we're going to need those picks next year. I mean, not all these guys are going to pan out, you know what I mean? So,
no. I like, for me, Yannick Ngakoue is probably the one I would want the most, who's still left on the street for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm with you, dude. I want Njoku, whatever the hell his name is from the Colts. I think he's my top guy going right now. But I mean, we definitely need to get someone. So, I mean, Poles has been talking that he's been looking down avenues as far as trades go and talking to people. So, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we figure that out here. But I'm interested to see. I'm going to be a little concerned if we don't get someone else in there for the pass and run game on the defensive line before the season starts. But I think they will. So, only time will tell. Speaking of the line and dodging a bullet, we all saw Jalen Carter's in trouble again. That's probably going to be a future thing we'll be talking about going on here. This time he's facing the possible suspension for wearing gang colors and driving on the suspended license. I mean, did we foresee this, or did we foresee this, Maxwell?
Definitely. So did the Bears front office. Like we all said, we were all tantalized by the talent, no doubt about it. I mean, he was a wrecker in college, but I mean, obviously the front office obviously knew exactly what this guy was and couldn't wait to pass on him, and so did 8 other teams. So he landed in a good spot. They can absorb this kind of blow since they're a Super Bowl contending team. But I'm very happy they passed on him.
Yeah, dude. And I don't think personally we could take this kind of blow with this guy right
No.
now, especially not having a pass blocker for Fields, not getting someone in the first round, and putting all our chips in with everything we did, dude. Like, I would be extremely concerned right now if we had.
It would have been a fucking disaster. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would not good. It's good they passed on him.
Yeah. So before we get into schedule 2, let's talk about last year's schedule, because before I kind of analyzed this year's, I kind of went deep into last year's, and man, we were set up to be fucked over last year pretty bad. Like, whoever came up with that schedule last year, those 6 NFL executives who get together, they're fucking pieces of shit. I mean, we had 8 games versus playoff and then the Super Bowl champion teams. And the Bears are first year rebuilding the team, Justin Fields. Like, how do you put a Bears team in that position with that shittiness against those high caliber offenses like Buffalo and the Eagles and the 49ers? And it was just absolutely crazy. Even the Vikings and Detroit almost made the playoffs last year. The Dolphins, I mean, just put together playoff ready teams. And I mean, we definitely got screwed over with our schedule last year. I think this year we're looking a little better. I'm really happy about this year's schedule. I think it's a realistic schedule for where the Bears are at. I think they can do some damage, but man, what a shit show. No wonder we had a 3-win season last year. We're lucky we won 1 game.
Yeah, the NFL fucked him, and then the Bears also fucked the Bears. So it was like a cavalcade of like, that we won 3 games is incredible looking back on it.
They got DP'd pretty hard, that's for sure, man. That's for sure.
No doubt about it. Yeah, it's looking a lot better with the schedule this year on paper as of now.
Yeah, dude, super happy, super happy. So for week 1, let's kick it out, everyone. Dude, I was so fucking excited when I heard this. Week 1, home opener, Green Bay Packers, Sunday a 3:25 game too. So for my tailgating, I get even more excited because we're crazy fucks and we're probably still going to be out there at 7 a.m. tailgating till the 3:25 game.
I'll let you know how the game was.
Yeah, so we're going to walk in there like a bunch of assholes, and I can't wait, dude. It's going to be so fantastic. But again, tailgating dream, first game of the season. I think it's really going to set the pace for what this season is going to be, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Although we talked a little bit about this beforehand. I don't put a lot of faith in the first 2 or 3 games of the year because there's so much still being figured out. So much you don't know about any team. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they lost week 1 in Green Bay, it's not the end of the world. I mean, look at last year. No one on earth thought the Bears were going to beat the 49ers week 1 last year, and it meant absolutely nothing for the Bears. So
yeah, but this is not your Green Bay of old. They're in the same situation we are. I mean, if not worse than we are. I mean, the Packers are only predicted to win 6 games this entire year. I mean, this is the first time in like forever they've been picked to only win that low of games.
It's that big unknown with Jordan Love. We'll have to wait and see. It's hard to build paper,
Love, first game, it's away versus the Bears, big rivalry. So again, a lot on the shoulders there. They got no receivers. They have a weak defense. I mean, they still have a good, solid old line though, and Jones is a beast in the backfield. So I mean, if our defensive front that we just drafted shows up and plays their game, I mean, I see us doing pretty good, my friend.
Yeah, no, I do too. I would definitely pick the Bears to win week 1, but you never know. You never know with those first couple of weeks. Everyone's figuring everything out. Somebody can surprise you. Somebody can disappoint you. Somebody can have an off week. Everything's still getting figured out. It's week 1s, 2s, 3s. It's always tough.
Dude, I think the Bears are pumped, dude, and they're going to come out this year swinging. I mean, I wish we could have beaten Rodgers and got some ass whoopings back to him before he left. I mean, that's my only big thing, like he left the division, like owning us. So the guy did fucking own us, unfortunately, as much as I hate saying that. I really wish we could have gotten this caliber of team together before he left and shoved the ball right up his ass. But I mean, it is what it is. But win or lose, I got the Bears winning week 1, Maxwell. What do you got?
I got the same.
Ah, my guy. There we go. Same page. I love it.
I can't pick against the Packers. People will hate me immediately.
We're trying to be realists here, Maxwell. So, I mean,
no, I know.
I totally agree with you. But I really think that Fields is putting in the work. I think everyone's pumped for the season. I think that all the players, all the fans, everyone's super happy with everything that happened this offseason. So I think there's going to be a lot of momentum on opening day coming out there, my friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Week 2 is away versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on September 17th. It's a noon game on Fox. We're going up against Baker Mayfield. I mean, you got to be concerned against Baker Mayfield, right?
Oh, absolutely. Scary guy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he played okay with the Rams, but that's more of that system towards the end of the season last year. But no, I mean, once Brady retired, I mean, they looked bad last year at the end of the year. So now you take that away, and yeah, I think they're gonna be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah, dude. I mean, with that being said, and this goes back to your whole shaky up and down of the season. I mean, I still believe Tampa Bay, they won the Super Bowl a few years ago. They're still a more developed organization around than what we're still trying to build. I got them as a loss on the road for the second game, my friend.
I got a big W over here, man.
All right. Hey, this is why we're doing this, my friend. I think there's going to be some away game jitters, especially if they beat Green Bay week 1, dude. I mean, you know the media is going to go crazy about that, and they're going to be Justin Fields is a god and all that media hype. So, I mean, I think with a young team coming out the gates, beating Green Bay, that might rattle a new rookie team. So maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. I said fucking lose. Week 3 away versus Kansas City, Sunday 9:24. It's a 3:25 game on Fox. I mean,
don't need to say much. They're going to lose.
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce are the new Belichick, Brady, and Gronk. I mean, that's the new era. I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl again this year. Nothing has showed me that they're not. I mean, they even had good draft picks this year. I mean, they're a good organization, good play calling.
You have the best player in the NFL.
He's got best player. I mean, would I love to see them beat Kansas City? I mean, that would be crazy. But I mean, at this point, I don't see it happen. So
no.
I got a big L. You got a big L, Maxwell?
Yep, same. All
right. Week 4, we're at home versus the Denver Broncos. It's a noon game on October 1st. Is Russell Wilson going to have a bounce back here, bringing back Sean Payton into the mix and his dream coach team, as he calls it? So you see Wilson making a comeback?
I think he'll be better. I think he's going to be more adaptable to that coaching him more. He doesn't have his own office anymore, or whatever the hell that was all about, and drawing up his own plays on the board. So I could see him. He's definitely not going to play as bad as he played last year. If he does, he's done. But with that coach coming in, I think he's going to be more open to that coach than he was, obviously, with Nathaniel Hackett, who he just ran right over, and that dude got canned in one season.
I mean, they have the 13th ranked defense. 13th ranked offense going into the season this year, the Broncos. But again, they have a bad O-line, and they really don't have a running back. So, again, I think this game is going to be heavily upon how our defense shows up, especially with our corners, because they got Judy and Russell Wilson if he starts slinging around. It's going to be a good test of our secondaries. But I have the Bears coming through as a victory here, my friend. I got to win.
I got a loss on this one, only because of the Sean Payton factor early in the season.
He's a good coach. I mean, he's not out on the field, and Russell Wilson after last year. I mean,
I don't disagree.
It's going to be a big bounce back if he does bounce back. I mean, personally, I hope he does, but just not against us in this game. But for him personally as a human being, all the best of luck.
No, absolutely. He's a weirdo, but yeah, sure. Best of luck to him.
This is a fun one. An away game versus the Washington on Thursday Night Football, our favorite night, my friend. That's our date night. 7:15 on good old Prime Video. So I think there's like 100 different games on 100 different networks this year. Like, I don't even know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So I mean, they drafted a cornerback round 1.
I don't know. Before we started, I said I'm pretty good with every team, but I actually had to look up the Washington Commanders' entire offense because I had absolutely no idea who was on this team. And
my buddy Commander from Washington is watching this right now. And I want to say I love you, my friend. You are a great guy. But you guys are pretty much where we were the last 2 years right now. You still got some work to do. I mean, I don't even know what their names are.
I have some names for you. Jacoby Brissett, Jake Fromm, and Sam Howell. Those are your 3 quarterbacks on your roster. How does that scare you?
Was no one in the XFL available to come play?
No,
or?
they reached out to Kurt Warner, but no. Yeah, and if they trade Chase Young, which is likely, yeah, they're going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, dude, I definitely see us winning against the Washington Vipers, my friend. I mean, I think it's definitely their win.
Don't away with the Vipers.
Grizzly Adams douchebag.
Sorry, Commander, I love you, my friend, but I think we're going to take that game this year. We have a little bit better squad, and
yeah,
I think we got a victory in there. On to week 6, home versus the Vikings. I mean, I think that's going to be the bread and butter of this season, how we're going to finish in contention for a possible playoff spot in the division. I mean, I think the Lions are going to be definitely challenge them. They definitely are putting together a good team. But Vikings still, I mean, Kirk Cousins in the playoffs, but he is a regular season hero, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
He always plays the Bears well. I mean, he had like perfect completions up to halftime, like the last time we played him.
Mm-hmm.
24 for 24 going into halftime, like against the Bears last year. Justin Jefferson's a beast. So, I mean, our corners are going to struggle trying to cover that dude. He's probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, hands down. The one thing we do have going for us is the Vikings have one of the worst defenses in the NFL right now. And with our defense being young against that high-powered offense, I think we're going to have a shootout game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I do have the Bears losing the first game versus the Vikings, though. I think we're going to have to make some adjustments with Cousins and with Jefferson's new defensive squad. And I got a loss, my friend.
No, I got a W because if my uncle's listening, I want him to know the Vikings always will lose to the Bears. No,
you're making it personal now. You're making it personal.
No, I mean, they are. You're right. Everything you said is right. They are a regular season. They're one of the best regular season teams the last couple of years. I mean, every year it seems like they're always going to be the hot pick, and then Kirk Cousins just shows up in the playoffs and remembers he's Kirk Cousins, and that's that. But no, I got the Bears with a W at this one since it's a home game.
Yeah, dude. I hope they're all wins, bro. I'm just trying to balance it out here.
Me too.
Week 7, home versus the Raiders, October 22nd. It's a noon game on Fox. I mean, Raiders are bottom of the barrel. They're ranked absolutely last as defense right now. You got Jimmy made of glass, Garoppolo coming out there. Devonta Adams came out today saying, like, he's unhappy with the organization.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're talking, so, like, is he even going to be there by the time the Bears play him week 7? For us,
he's already on.
Not.
Yeah, he's already on the way to the Jets, probably.
Yeah. The biggest thing that scares me, and the only thing that scares me about them, is Josh Jacobs, and they do have a massive O-line, dude. Like, their O-line is awesome, and Josh Jacobs was the top receiver last year. I'm sorry, top running back in the NFL. So, I mean, we had the worst run defense last year. So those two collabing together, unless we absolutely make some great improvements this year, we're going to be in trouble. So, but I do have them come out as a victory because I think that our pass game and our offensive weapons and our running back core can definitely put up some points. And I think our defense is going to be able to stop Jacobs on the O-line.
I agree. I got him down as a W as well. Like you said, if Garoppolo and Adams are both even playing for the Raiders by that point.
Garoppolo is going to be injured by week 1.5 probably. So, I mean, who knows who the quarterback for the Raiders is going to be by then. Probably not Garoppolo. I don't think he's ever made it to week 8 before. So,
no.
Week 8, away game versus the Chargers, October 29th. Sunday Night Football, primetime game. A lot of rookies in the spotlight. Chargers are no joke. Great O-line. Bad O-line, bad D-line. The only wide receiver they have right now is Keenan Allen. Good defense, though, and their quarterback is awesome, man. I mean, I got them as a victory, though. What do you think, my friend? I think it's that time of the year.
I got this one as I got this one as a loss. Just the Justin Herbert factor. They're always going to be a sexy pick with him as their quarterback, and they'd be the next team to take a leap. So I do have a loss in this one just because you can't pick all winners. But
Bears on prime time historically, but I'm looking to change history this year, my friend. I'd love to see them come out in a primetime game and really show themselves by week 8 that they've established, they've worked out the kinks, and they're a squad to be dealt with. So with that in mind, that's why I chose them to win that game.
Right on, man. I hope you're right.
So do I, dude. I hope they win every fucking game. Week 9 is away versus the Saints on November 5th at noon on CBS. I mean, Derek Carr. I mean, is there
tough place to play too? Always a tough place to play, no matter what. I mean, no matter how shitty their team seems to be, it's always a really tough place to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to that game this year, so I'm planning on being there down there with the 1st and 10 crew. We're gonna go down there and do a whole NOLA weekend and hit up the game. So, but I agree, dude. Those fans are crazy down there. They're very passionate. It's very loud. They got a great up and coming receiver staff. I mean, Olave was awesome last year. Derek Carr off the Raiders. Who knows what he's going to do with another team? I mean,
it can't be as bad as how mismanaged he was last year with the Raiders. So I can only see him improving.
So I mean, they have the 16th overall ranked offense, 11th ranked defense. Their defense is getting old, and they lost 2 awesome veteran defensive ends over the season. That being said, though, I think on the road in New Orleans, they still have a put together organization. I got a loss for the Bears in this game.
I do as well, just because of that place being so tough to play, and I think Carr is going to be a big upgrade for them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of people talk shit about Carr. I mean, he put up good numbers with Devontae Adams and the Raiders. I think he's a decent quarterback, just in a bad organization. So, I think he's going to go out there slinging. But we will see. Week 10, our beautiful second Thursday night football game versus the Panthers at 7:15. So, dude, all the teams that complained about Thursday night football team, the executive assholes gave them all like 2 Thursday night football games this year. Like, it was like the majority of the list of people who complained got put 2 Thursday night football games. So apparently you can't speak up in the NFL. They're going to shove it up your ass. So,
jeez,
I think the Panthers, they're all on our team right now. Is there anyone left on the team? I think we took everything we got from them. I mean, they might be on revenge mode for raping them for that number 1 pick. I mean, that's all I can think of. Them coming out there with heart, but I think they're going to be a top 5 worst team in the NFL next year. It should be easy. Yeah.
Hopefully the worst team in the NFL next year. It'd be great. Get that pick right back at number 1 again.
Yeah, baby. There we go. That'd be amazing. So this should be an easy victory for the Bears, in my opinion. Week 10, another victory. Week 11, away versus the Lions, November 19th at noon. The Lions scared me, dude. They scared me at the end of last year. A lot of their losses were close games that they probably should have won. They almost made a run for the playoffs at the end of the year. I don't know what they were doing drafting a running back first round this year, but I mean, it kind of made me chuckle. Yeah. I mean, they definitely needed to upgrade their defense, so I'm not exactly sure where their mindset was with that one. But, dude, Dan Campbell is a great coach, dude. I think he's putting together a good team over in Detroit, and I think they're going to end up being our nemesis a couple years down the road if they keep on building like they're building. I think they're built well. I think the defensive line. You hit the name on the head though, or nail on the head. Jared Goff. Yeah. I mean,
he looked really good at times last year.
Yeah. I mean, he did good last year. He had a good overall season for the Lions. I mean, both Bears and Lions, they're upcoming powerhouses, man. So I'm going to be interested to see how this goes. I did give them a loss for this game away for the first game. I think the Lions, again, is a little bit more structured and put together. They're about a year ahead of us as far as structure goes. So I gave them a loss for this first game.
I did the same. Yeah, I always look at it, divisional games, and their teams are pretty close. You got to coin flip it, win one, lose one. I don't see any teams other than maybe the Packers being really bad in our division this year. I think it's going to be actually a pretty competitive division all season long.
Dude, for real, I mean, if you told me 2 years ago the Packers are probably going to be the worst team in the NFC North, I would have laughed in your face and been like, what are you talking about? I mean, but again, this one player, Aaron Rodgers, apparently makes the entire team according to everything on paper, too.
I mean, most important position in all sports, so absolutely.
All right, so the following week, the Bears are on bye week. I'm sorry. Week 12 versus the Vikings is the second time meeting them. We're away this time. We're on Monday Night Football for this game, too, which I think is a good choice at this time of the year for Monday Night Football because I'm hoping that the race for the NFC North is going to be close at this point. I have the Bears for the second meeting coming away with a victory versus the Vikings. I think they might have some problems, like I said earlier, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, the first game of the season. But then after the first game, watching tape and learning from mistakes, I think they're going to be a beatable team the second time around.
I got the opposite because Minnesota playing at home this time around on prime time. Although Kirk Cousins does tend to bungle in.
Kirk Cousins does not have a good primetime record. Well,
true.
The
So
Bears, so
I like I said,
coin flip this bad boy.
Yeah, I did all the division games. I saw it as win, lose one. I see him playing 500 all divisions. So basically, I just looked at it home versus away. But you're right. I could definitely see them winning the first matchup or losing the first matchup and then winning this one because of Kirk Cousins.
Who the fuck are we kidding? We're just talking out of our ass right now. This is all a coin flip. I can't wait till the season actually begins and we can go back and like look at this and see how like far off or how close we were. And be like, oh yeah, I think we were a little off on our predictions.
hopefully for the better and not for the worse.
Dude, me too. I hope so too, my friend. Week 14, home versus the Lions, December 10th. It's a noon game on Fox. Again, I think after the first time meeting them and getting to see the tape and learning from their mistakes earlier on in the season, playing the team the second time, that's the advantage of playing in division games. You get to learn from your mistakes from earlier games. So I have the Bears winning this game at home on December 10th.
Me as well. To embrace the inner meatball in both of us, we're going to be getting into bear weather. So,
dude, hell yeah, dude.
God, I hate that term. But, but yeah, you're getting into that time of the year where Bears playing at home should be taking advantage of teams like that. Division game should be a hard hitting game. Should be two great games this year between the Lions. I'm really looking forward to the both of them. Which dude. I can't say I've really ever said in the past, at least not in a long time.
During the course of the executive NFL assholes who do the schedule, they give us like all of our home games at the end of the season when it's fucking freezing cold, where at least last year was a shitty season, but we had a lot of nice home weather games last year. So I couldn't complain, but we only have like 2 nice home weather games this year, and the rest of our games are played in fucking bear weather. But fuck it, we'll throw out our coats, drink up, we'll have fun.
Absolutely.
So week 14, we got the win versus Lions. Week 15 versus the Browns. It's a noon game on Fox, December 17th. I mean, I look at this like a Commanders game. This should be a walk-away victory for the Bears. I see it as a momentum victory, hopefully going into the rest of the season to give the guys some momentum. I have a win here, my friend.
I got a loss. Just more looking at what we really came to total-wise, both of us, and a full season of Deshaun Watson. I'll be really interested to see what the Browns do now that he's going to have a full season here.
But will he be convicted of some sort of sexual charge before the end of the season? Will he make it till the end of the season with this guy?
Well, if he does, I think it'll be a big boost to that team. But yeah, who knows? He's an idiot. So
I see the Browns. I got a victory. We'll see what happens. Week 16, home versus the Cardinals. This is on Christmas Eve, 3:25 p.m. game. Dude, Kyler Murray's a stud. They just drafted Paris Johnson, who I wanted for the Bears offensive line. The Murray and Hopkins hookup in the secondary, dude. I mean, Arizona's no slouch of a team. I mean, the only thing we can hope for is week 16, Kyler Murray might be injured by then. But again, they have a good O-line, good run stop. James Conner is a decent running back, I guess. The Bears do have home field advantage, though. I was pretty tight on this one. What did you choose, my friend?
I took a win over the Cardinals. I don't think Kyler Murray's worth a shit, to be honest with you. I think he's extremely overrated, especially for what they paid for him. And they went through how many interviews with coaches, and no one wanted this job. Nobody. They hired a guy named, I had to write it down, Jonathan Gannon, to be the head coach of this team. Nobody wanted anything to do with this team. Nobody wants anything to do with that Kyler Murray contract. I think they're going to be a big flop and a big disappointment. I got the Bears definitely winning this one.
Well, dude, I hope so too, man. I got the Bears winning though too. I mean, I think the Bears are going to be a better team at this point. You made it to week 16. Hopefully, you've worked out all the kinks that you needed to work out, and you're either approaching being a first-round playoff team, or you at least have a good enough record, and you've grown through the season well enough to where next year with a couple extra weapons, you're going to be a contender.
Yep.
Week 17 versus the Falcons on New Year's Eve, noon game on CBS. Again, this is another bottom of the barrel defense team we're facing. Their starting quarterback is Desmond Ridder, who was their first overall pick in the 2022 draft. I mean, Bijan Robinson, though, they drafted Bijan Robinson, who's supposed to be the best running back in the draft this year. And they do have an awesomely top-ranked offensive line, too. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent on this offense. This is a team that just desperately needs a quarterback. If they had one, I think this could be a really good team. You got Kyle Pitts, that London kid, the wide receiver is really good. Like you said, they drafted Bijan Robinson, and then you have, to handle it all, Desmond Ridder. Or Taylor Heineke's there, too.
Taylor Heineke.
That's a team that I'm surprised they weren't more in on Derek Carr, or he just had no interest in going there, maybe. But I have a W here for the Bears.
There's a W as well, too, my friend.
No talent on defense and no quarterback. I don't see them doing anything.
Yeah, I think game versus the Falcons, end of the season. Like I said, I hope it's a tight race in the NFC North. This could potentially push us above and beyond. I see them being the Bears last year, just kind of figuring out who they are with all these new players. I got a W2, my friend. And then the last week of the year, week 18 versus the Packers. Would have not liked to see this game in this position. I do like the first game of the year, I think. Bears come out victorious. That's good momentum going into the rest of the year. But again, if they struggle versus the Packers, the Packers have traditionally ruined a lot of good things for the Bears over the years. So if it's a tight race in the NFC North and it's coming down to a game and the last game of the season is versus the Packers away, I'm going to be a little concerned.
Yeah, before we started, I talked about that with you, and I think it's like the two worst possible times to play the Packers: the very first game and the very last game of the year. Your roster usually really in flux at this point of the year. There's injuries popping up. I don't see them beating Packers twice in a season, no matter how they're playing, what they're doing. It's just how it is. It's just I wish they were playing them a couple weeks earlier, or week one was a couple weeks later. It's just not good. I don't like that on the schedule for them for the first week and the last week of the year.
I don't mind the first week. Like I said, I think it could be a momentum builder. I'm okay with that. A home opener, that will just set the tone for Bears games for the rest of the season if we start off beating the Packers. But I do agree with you at the end of the season. Like I said, I don't want the Packers to be in any sort of spoiling position for anything, and they've kind of set it up that way, so I'm a little concerned. Vic wants to know, which away games will you be attending? Questions from both of us. I'm definitely I'm going to NOLA this year for sure. I'm going to be down there. And then I'm either going to be doing a Detroit or Vikings away game. I haven't decided yet. But I will be at one of those two this year.
I love the tailgating part, but I'm a firm believer when it comes to football that the best seat is your couch.
Dude, I can't disagree with you there. It's warm inside. Beer's a lot cheaper. There's no line for the bathroom. 65, 75-inch TVs. Can't beat you there, dude, but you know me. I love tailgating too much.
I prefaced it, the tailgating part I like.
Is Jonathan Gannon Rich Gannon's son? I don't know. Isn't Gannon like the boss from Zelda? I have no idea who this guy is, to be honest.
All correct. I looked up his picture and it looked like he was like somebody did like an AI for name a coach of the Commanders and name boys in a picture. Yeah. It's the fakest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
He doesn't even exist. He's AI going out there this year for the NFL.
Yeah,
what week do you feel we should know where the Bears show if you're heading in the right direction? I'm gonna say by week 6, I'm going to say, is going to be my tipping point as far as where.
Well, I agree. 5 through 7, somewhere in there where you start. You should be coming out of that Raiders game with a winning record. And if you're 2-5 or 3-4, then you go right to LA and New Orleans. It's tough. I'd say right in that 5 to 7 range.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree. So Kyle Baldwin asks, with your overall records, do you think that makes them a wild card team or a deep playoff run? Dude, there's a lot of great teams out there right now, especially coming up in the NFC with us. AFC, I would definitely say maybe a wild card spot. NFC, I think it will definitely be a playoff spot as far as 10-7. What do you think, Maxwell? I think we definitely could win the division with 10-7.
Could. I'd push it more towards wild card. I think 10 is their ceiling. Just my opinion on paper as of right now. Of course, we're months out. Yeah, I could easily see them being a 9-8 wild card team as well. But yeah, I see them going in the right direction. I see them hopefully being a wild card team. You win 10 games, you better be a wild card team.
Hey, week 6, we both had them 3-3, Maxwell. You believe that?
Yeah.
And we did not talk about this whatsoever before
No.
we went on. I told him, like, dude, you do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. We're not going to talk about it until we go on the show. So crazy how we both came up on the same page. But, dude, I think a 10-7 record is a very realistic record for the Bears this year.
I agree. There's always a team every year that goes from last place to first place. Look at Jacksonville last year. They went to, what were they, 2 wins the year before and won 9 games last year, made the playoffs. So, yeah, we're being maybe optimistic and a little Bears tinted colored glasses, but I think the talent is there. They've made the signings. They've drafted people to help. And it all comes down to Justin Fields takes the next step and balls out this year with an actual wide receiving core.
Dude, if they don't pan out, I really don't think I could go back and say Ryan Poles made the bad moves.
No.
I really don't think I could say that at all. I think every move he did was the best he could do for the position he was in. And it's really on these players now to step up to what they're supposed to be and come out and perform. But as far as the moves the Bears have made organization-wise, I think they've really set the Bears up to be prosperous and to be a winning team here very soon.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And you add an edge rusher, which is, I think, what everybody's hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, that's the missing component going into this year is that defensive end. As I said, like with all the cap money we have left, just sign a guy 1-2 years, and hopefully we get that top 1 through 5 pick next year and get another baller defensive end, fix that up, and dude, we'll be in a really good spot, I think.
Yeah, listen, if Fields balls out this year and is awesome and is exactly what we all hope to be, boy, that 2 first-round picks next year to plug into whatever your 2 needs are. Yeah. I mean, dude, ready to roll.
So how many games are we going to give Claypool? What game are you going to say if Claypool doesn't show us something like, fuck him, I'm done, Poles messed up, we should never have it?
You're going to have to give him a long time. I mean, you're going to have to give him more than halfway through the season. It isn't like 1 or 2 games. I don't know. I really don't know about Claypool. The potential is there for him to be really good with his size and speed. He should be a go up and get it guy. He should be a massive red zone threat. He just hasn't been. But I think working with Fields all off season and the offensive coordinator, it all stayed the same. I hope there's going to be improvement there because I mean that's basically a first round pick you gave up for him. So.
I mean, playing the Packers week 1, I mean, it's always a tight game versus the Packers no matter what. Tampa Bay has a good secondary. Kansas City's Kansas City. I mean,
sure.
The Broncos at home and then Washington on Thursday night. So I think my answer would have to be week 4 or 5 versus those defenses. We really should see him being able to open up against that secondary and get open to get some passes. So my answer is going to be week 5 versus Washington. I think that game should be a pivotal game in the condition they're in right now, that if he's going to be a good receiver and he's going to be anything, he should definitely be able to get open in the slot versus the Commanders. Sure. Or the Vipers, as I like to call them.
The Washington whatevers.
Poles is like Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One. He puts his plans in R2-D2. It's up to everyone else. Dude, 100%, man. He's not down there on the field, dude. He's up there making educated decisions on what he sees and what he knows and what's on paper. I mean, at the end of the day, for every team, it's those guys' jobs to go out there and do their job. So, again, he's put him in the right position. They have to go and perform now.
Sure. It all comes down to Justin Fields, too. He needs to develop more as a passer. We all know that. But if he does, the faith they put in him pans out, like I said, the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, dude, and Kyle makes a good point, too. I mean, they're going to be focusing a lot on DJ Moore and Mooney, man, especially Mooney for those deep routes. I mean, that's going to be double coverage in some plays, which is going to open up that slot for Claypool to be able to juke and get open. So, I mean, depending on the coverage the defense is in and Fields having time to throw the ball, I mean, that's obviously going to be the main thing again this year is his pass protection. Sure,
absolutely. I know this is where we differ. I see Claypool being more as a downfield guy and Mooney playing the slot, but I guess we'll see. It's anymore in the NFL. It's so interchangeable.
Trax agrees with you, my friend. Trax agrees with you. It's just nice to have hope. It is nice to have hope, Facebook user. Speaking of Facebook user, this is a good example. So if you guys go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, all you have to do is give them permission to see your Facebook. And that way, when you come on the show, we can actually see who you are. Because right now, we can't see who you guys are whatsoever. The Facebook users, it just says Facebook users. So if you guys want us to know who you are, just go on there and allow them to see your Facebook, and that way we can see you guys on the show.
Right on.
Cecil Claypool, GM of the Bears. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he made the right call at the right time last year getting Claypool. I mean, there was no one in free agency to pick up. There were no big wide receivers in the draft. I mean, at the time, I totally agree that Poles made the right decision getting Claypool for the Bears.
Yeah, we didn't know DJ Moore was coming here.
No.
It's an added bonus now. I mean, you know, they could have traded with Texans. They could have traded with the Colts. We weren't getting DJ Moore from either of those teams. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the jury's still out for me because of where that pick was, but I hope so. I really hope he does pan out. And then, I mean, look at that. If he pans out with DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney, I mean, all of a sudden you've got a hell of a wide receiver room.
Dude, exactly. I mean, it opens up the room for all the receivers on the rest of the team to get open, dude. Maybe Bayless Jones will get his little ass out there and do something too.
Or that the kid they drafted, Stevenson, was that his name?
Yeah. So I mean, there's Tyler something. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Somebody out there on Facebook, let us know.
God damn, it's gonna drive me crazy, Maxwell. What's his name?
But my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Anyways, but yeah, he has a possibility to be another great guy down the road too. So let's hope Tyler Scott is the man.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Tyler Scott. Yeah, from Cincinnati. Yeah. That incredible speed.
That guy.
Field. That guy.
Yeah, one of the 500 new guys that we got this year that we don't have memorized yet.
Until about week 4, I won't have anyone's name memorized, period. So.
Yeah, but dude, big hopeful season. So me and Maxwell, we're both doing 10-7. We both randomly came to that on our own, looking over the schedule, looking at players. We're a little bit different on some games, but overall, we came to the same record, and I would absolutely love for that to be reality this year. And I think that's a contending wild card slot and possibly a NFC North division winning title. I mean, given the status of the Vikings, Lions, and Packers this year. So,
no, absolutely, I agree.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the show. We appreciate you guys coming on as always. I know I said I wasn't going to do a show for a while, but then the schedule came out and people were like, dude, you got to do some more shows. They're so fun. And I appreciate you guys watching and saying they're fun. Me and Maxwell have been having a blast doing this and want to keep on doing it. So as long as you guys keep watching, we'll keep on doing it and having fun. Over the summer here, like I said in my last episode, I'm going to be going to the Tailgate Hall of Fame. So that's going to be really fun. A lot of footage from a bunch of different teams and tailgates from around the league. Going to be doing shows this summer coming up, getting to know your Fat Crew. So a lot of our Fat Crew members are going to be coming on the show, people you guys know. So get to know them, talk about tailgating, talk about their thoughts on the upcoming season. So there'll be some filler stuff here until we get into the preseason games and see what our Bears look like. To leave you guys with one last thing, dude, that entire schedule release video was just badass that the Bears did. The Bear show from Hulu with the Mr. Beef restaurant and that Peanut Tillman and Seth freaking Rollins in there was awesome. So I'm going to leave you guys with that tonight and then into the credits, and we appreciate the support. Bear down, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Go Cubs.
What can I get you?
Shh. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to get my girl ordered right now. I just got in here.
All right, we got 17 orders coming in. Fire 12 brats, extra cheese.
Yes, sir. Who puts cheese on a brat?
Fire up 2 birds.
And don't drum out this time.
My chicken don't ever be dry. Ever. Look at that. That was my cousin at one time.
Hi, can I get 2 hot dogs with ketchup? Can I get 2 hot dogs with ketchup?
No, this is Chicago. Next.
Hey, Chief, somebody left these cheeseburgers, man. Can I eat them?
The chef, not chief, chef. And no, you can't eat the burgers.
Hey, pick up the pace.
Corner.
Chef, late again.
It's that traffic.
I told you to stay off 90 with that construction.
Chef, that's not it. I need these to be the perfect golden brown.
A simple no would have sufficed.
Where y'all think y'all going? No Vikings fans allowed. Step back.
You two, if you with her. Hey, if you with the Vikings, get to hiking.
I got you, big dog.
Hey, chef, how we doing on them beignets?
We good.
Oh, come on, spice cheese.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Thank you, and go Bears!